Kia ora, beautiful souls, and welcome to episode 2 of Sacred Rebellion. Forewarning, this episode is going to be a bit charged because we're not talking about people, we're going to be talking about power. So hello again, my name is Josh and I am a student of psychotherapy, I'm a trauma-informed coach, and I am an energy worker. So welcome again to episode 2. And as I said before, this particular topic is going to be quite charged. Spiritual gatekeeping is a form of colonialism and it's in disguise, and we'll go into that. So again, before we get started into that, again, I just want to acknowledge the beautiful land of the Kwandamuku people that I live on and reside on. I pay my respects to their elders past, present, and future and emerging, and that the land was never ceded. Their sovereignty was never ceded. It is always and will always be their land. So let's get into this. It is going to be a charged topic because, again, we're talking about power dynamics out there in mainstream spirituality. So let's just do a bit of a grounding first. So what I want you to do, as like with the first episode, is take a nice deep breath in, focusing on expanding outwards. And exhaling slowly through the mouth as if you're breathing out of a straw. And becoming taller and telling yourself, I'm safe, I'm supported, I'm grounded. Okay, and do that again if you need to, breathing in. And slowly exhaling. I'm safe, I'm grounded, and I am protected. All right, so what we've been seeing a lot of, and we still continue to see, are these high-cost programs that are extracted from indigenous practices and fine-tuned to one singular point, and then turned into these methods, these processes, these systems. They are extracted at a price with the guise of gatekeeping, in order for you to access something that you don't have or can't access. There's also this messaging going around of like, oh, you're not ready. There's this initiating sort of levels that are coming in where we're seeing people, and I'm hearing them telling me, oh, they told me I'm not ready. Stop that right now. You are ready, or we need to change the phrasing of ready to willingness. How willing are you to delve into parts of yourself or parts of yourself that you can access without having to rely on these so-called high-cost programs that charge a premium for something that you can start yourself? There's a big difference. There's also this fear-based mentorship and mentoring that I see quite often as well, or I hear from other people within my network, where there's this guru mentality of this one figurehead within this particular business or school or collective or like school community. Not that I'm saying school community is bad. I just want to shout out, love school. I've got a free school community, by the way. Links in the bio. Where it's gatekeeping is ultimately what that is. What we need to understand is that gatekeeping is a form of colonialism. Because when you think about it, it's not. Because when you think about it, it's a power dynamic. It's control. It's dictatorship. So let's just change the language that we're using from gatekeeping to no, this is a power play. There's a difference. Now, obviously, there are some very beautiful, grounded, culturally safe people and groups out there, and I implore you to find them, use discernment. There's certainly a lot of people that I'm associated with that are culturally safe because we are grounded. We focus on ancestry. We focus on our roots. We remind ourselves of who we are and where we come from, versus these power plays that we see in mainstream spirituality. It's toxic. So when we look at the structures, if you actually look at the structures, it's like these, these ascension models, so to speak, where they say, in order for you to hit seven-figure, eight-figure businesses that are spiritually led and all that sort of carry on, you have to go through this process. And then because we see it so much on social media, we are led to believe that that is the expectation, that we have to go through these big, massive processes in short amounts of time in order to achieve what we need to achieve. Yes, there are some very healthy ones that are out there, but again, I see them quite often. I'm not going to name names because we're not about that, but if you know, you know. So what we want to be talking about instead is bringing in the willingness over the readiness. People telling you you are not ready is a power dynamic. Them telling you that you have to be ready, or they are the ones that are determining if you are ready or not, is a power play. That is a power dynamic. That is guru mentality. They take that approach because they know they can make money from you. Okay? They can control you and they can tell you when you are ready. That is not the case. Change the word ready to willingness. How willing are you? All right, ask your body this on a scale of 0 to 100. How willing are you to go through a process of any sort? And if you breathe in and you give it a number, if you are below 50, then it's a clear no. All right, I learned this not too long ago, earlier this year in 2025. This is not 2026, 2025. And it made such a difference because if you think about it, if you are constantly waiting to be ready, how do you measure readiness? You can measure willingness. Readiness is subjective. Willingness is measurable because you could ask yourself, okay, how willing am I? And again, if it's below 50 out of 100, you're not willing, and you need to be okay with that. You need to tell yourself, okay, I'm not quite willing yet. What is the barrier there? How can I work with that so that I can improve my willingness to then be able to do this? Instead of you being told when you are. See the difference? And it also comes down to a very ethical thing as well, because if you have this expectation that someone who has created these programs or these certifications is better than you, and it's extracted information that even deep down is from probably somewhere else or just repackaged from somebody else's program, then you need to question, okay, what is it that this person is really trying to achieve here? And are they genuinely going to be helping you through the process? I remember not too long ago where I was told to trust myself, trust the process, surrender to it. And that was coming from a guide, okay? They don't call themselves experts or particular titles because ultimately this person understood that they were just the guide. They don't tell me what to do. They show me the way and they check in with me to make sure that I'm willing to go through down particular paths. That's the difference. When you get given permission and you allow yourself to go through a self-trusting practice into particular pathways of spirituality, of healing, of self-development even, it makes a world of difference. So I remember this one particular time, again, this particular guide, they said to me, Josh, you just need to trust yourself. The barrier that's coming up is just the edge of the fear, because fear is a big thing. There's the fear of fear and there's all sorts of other types of fears, but it was so true and that resounded with me so profound. It's like, So this resistance that I'm feeling is just the edge of my fear. And if I can move past that, then my fear extends out further. In other words, my comfortability pushes the fear away further so that I can explore step by step into areas that I've never explored before. So when you trust your intuition, it can help you guide through that process as well. So I'll be forever thankful to that particular guide, and they know who they are because they immensely helped me. They have no idea how profound that moment was for me. The self-trust, the guidance versus the guru mentality or the control power dynamic difference. You want to guide. Yes, sometimes we want to be told what to do, but then we're being shown the cure. We're not being shown the journey that we have to go through, because it's the journey. Oh my gosh, all these quick fixes, they frustrate me. They do. The journey is so much more powerful than the cure. Okay? And that's why, I don't rush breakthroughs with people either. There's a difference between a coach who only focuses on the breakthroughs and a coach/healer who focuses on the journey with someone. Okay? So for me, if you're one of my clients or you've done something with me, you will know that I make sure that you feel safe within yourself before we go down any process, because it does make a difference. You feel more empowered even when you come up against a clear no when it comes to willingness. That is okay. And you feel empowered, you feel lighter, because all of a sudden it's like, I've been trying to force my way through this, when realistically my body's been saying no the whole time, because there's some other aspects here that I need to work with. And the healer/coach who guides you through that process is worth their weight in gold, because they are patient. They know, they can see the answers for you, they can see where it's all going to go for you quite a lot of the time, but I don't want to take that away. I wouldn't take that particular journey or experience of the journey away from someone when they get to experience themselves. I just show you the path. There's a big difference. So what I'm getting at here is safety is not built through pressure, okay? It's built through trust. I lead the way to your self-trust. I lead the way to find your pathway, and I guide you through the willingness barriers so that you can eventually move through things at your pace, and that honors your nervous system at the same time. It also honors your ancestors. We talk about this line of work a lot. You cannot do this line of work without understanding, respecting, and honoring your ancestral bloodlines, your ancestry, where you come from. All right? Because realistically, if you want to ask yourself, and when we come to the end of this episode, is very much to do with self-permission, right? So where am I staying in a space out of fear of losing access? Okay, really ask yourself that. So where am I staying in a space out of fear of losing access? Who benefits when I doubt my own readiness? I've already touched on this, but who benefits when I doubt my own readiness? Okay, it's not you, it's the person you're paying that to. But again, sit with those two questions. And again, we'll close this out with that beautiful mantra we did last time. Take what's yours, leave the rest. You don't need permission. If a space needs your dependence, it's not sacred. Okay? The key takeaway is this: if a space needs your dependence, it's not sacred. And I know last episode I went through some other prompts, but instead there are a further 4 prompts specific to this episode for you in the description of the video below. Please enjoy and comment. Again, thank you so much for your time. Again, my name is Josh. I am a psychotherapy student, a trauma-informed coach, and intuitive energy worker, and I look forward to seeing you in episode 3.